Hey gang, I'm out by the Snake River today. This is South Park. Again, the south end of the hole, Jackson Hole. Got a little mix of dirt and road, old road. But I'm out for my nice easy long run. Base building, zone 2. And yesterday I posted a video specifically talking about how we want to avoid a lot of ankle extension when we take off. And I talked about how we need to train, or the video is specifically talking about that. And talked about how we want to train eccentric loading, our landing, our foot strike landing, and that moment in time when we're not doing anything of the isometric to allow our body to create elastic energy to help propel ourselves forward. So I just want to reiterate that that video was just based on that specific topic of trying to get away from the mindset of using ankle extension to propel yourself forward. Josh had a great comment on yesterday's video about how we bring in the concentric movement and how important that is in all three phases. Again, we've got eccentric, which is our foot strike, the isometric, the moment in time when we're not moving forward, that we're holding, and then the concentric where we take off. And so again, all three phases are very important to train. And I thought we'd piggyback on yesterday's video and bring in a couple progressive exercise routine that you can do to train all three phases. So again, just to reiterate, yesterday's video was solely on the point of ankle extension and how we want to minimize that. So as usual, I'm going to put the camera down and do some demonstration of this is a progressive exercise that you can do to train eccentric, isometric, and concentric. Okay, so let me put it down. That's going to be good. I'm going to try to talk rather than do voiceover. Okay, so this is a variation off of a lunge. And what's key about lunging's good, but when we're talking about running, when we're running, especially in endurance, our range of motion is not very great. It's kind of in here. Sprinters will be obviously a little bit more of a range of motion, but when we're doing squats or the typical lunge, okay, that's too deep to train specifically for running. Okay, when we do a squat, especially if we have heavy weight or even a deadlift, okay, we're only able to lift what we can lift from here to here. Okay, we're strongest from here to here. And that's where our specific run motion is. So when we're in our specific training phase, we want to train here. Okay, so this is a variation off the lunge that's key, so we're not getting so deep and just training the big part of our muscles. So again, I'm going to get close. The key with strength training is to train to develop, recruit more muscle fibers to the action rather than train muscle fibers to become bigger. So big heavy weights, big range of motion, you're making muscle fibers bigger. By training quick reaction, elastic energy, short, quick range of motion, we're recruiting more muscle fibers to the action, and that's more important from my perspective for running. So here's the progression, okay? So first one, start right here. And again, our range of motion is here. And if this is challenging, this is just kind of a warm-up. But you want to, boom, quick, driving into the ground. Drive into the ground, drive that knee up. Other side, again, short range of motion, explode. Explode. Again, that could be a warm-up. That's too easy for you. Go hands behind the head or above the head. Explode up. Explode up. I'm driving this leg into the ground as quick as possible. Boom. Boom. Okay? Boom. Train stability too. Okay? If you're all over the place, if you can't stabilize, you've got to practice something easier so you get the stabilization down with your hips. Okay? So now a progression from that and pulling in a more dynamic, more ballistic movement to train isometric, eccentric, and concentric, we might go to something that looks like this, where I'm gonna do it a few times and then explain what I'm doing, okay? It's very subtle, okay? So I'm gonna jump up. Okay, so notice how I'm jumping up to get the eccentric load here, and then I'm taking off from that leg and going back to 2. So it's 2 to 1 leg to 2. So watch it again. Jump up, eccentric, explode up. Jump up, eccentric, explode. Okay, other leg. So I'm getting eccentric loading, and then I'm focused on getting off that leg as quick as possible. So I'll just do a few. Okay, so again, these are supposed to be very ballistic. So when we're training more of what you maybe consider a plyometric type of style of training, we want to keep them powerful. So we only want to do up to maybe 5 of them. Maybe start with 2 or 3 and make them really good and get a lot of rest in between sets. So that's key, is that this is not an endurance. This is not like repping out 20 reps of box step-ups where your range of motion is too great anyways, okay? This is not a strength endurance. This is power, speed, but most important from an endurance standpoint, we're recruiting more muscle fibers, okay? So it has to be quick, get off your foot, and very, very powerful. So again, we're not looking to create fatigue. If you create fatigue, you're not gonna be as powerful. So if you find yourself fatiguing, end the set, get more rest in between sets, okay? And then last one. So now I'm gonna start here and go to here and then up. Okay, so watch it in fast motion. So up, boom, boom, to the side. I'm on a little grade here. It's good challenging. Okay. Up. I'm starting here, I'm exploding up, landing on the other leg, and then going high. So again, one more time. So again, very ballistic. 2, 3, 4 are going to be plenty because you're doing it very quickly. And that's where the development comes in. So try that as a sequence. Again, use the first few as a warm-up. Those are great exercises for stability too. If you find yourself being too unstable to perform these, work on your stability first and do those easier exercises for a few weeks and get the stability in hips before you go and do some of the higher end, more challenging exercises. So again, recruit more muscles, recruit more muscle fibers. We don't want to create bigger muscles. All right, well, that's it. I'm gonna pack up here and run forward, live backwards. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you next time.